guys, Isa here, and I'm filming this from another session in lockdown here in Sydney. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, and maybe some of you follow me on Facebook, you may know that not only are we currently in lockdown here in Sydney until at least the end of July, I have also had to undergo complete isolation for 14 days, and I wanted to share something a little bit. So this video is a little bit different this time around. I wanted to share something from my own experience during this time. When I was first told that I had to go into isolation, I've tested negative for any of you wondering, but I still had to go into isolation because I was at a site that I was exposed at a site where there was a confirmed case. But when I found out that I had to go into isolation, I actually felt really down straight away. I'm someone that can't stand still, and all of a sudden I was confined to my own home, not going out, not going for walks, and that was a huge reprieve for me, and I didn't even realize how important it was to me until it was kind of taken away. So it was actually a bit of a struggle to combat those feelings a little bit, and I had to think of something different to kind of snap myself out of it. So I want to share a few, or 8 tips actually in particular, that I have come up with or I've thought of during this time in isolation, and in particular during this time in lockdown, that could help you not only improve your capacity to invest as an investor, but also just to help you in life in general, and move you forward towards your goals. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I've become a master of all of this, but I am going to say that the days that I do one of each of these things every day, it has been a much more successful day, a much more productive day, and I felt good about myself. Now, I'm going to give you 8 tips, but of those 8, please don't think that it takes really long time to do. Actually, all of these tips all together should only take you a few minutes every day. The idea is you do a little bit every day. You don't have to complete everything every single day. But if you do complete something, well, you're going to feel incredible for that. So without further ado, let's move on. First is to wake up at the same time every day. Yeah, whether that be through an alarm or through your natural body clock. I typically love to use my natural body clock, but I did find that as soon as I went into isolation, I did things like I was staying up late, watching TV really late at night, and I was sleeping in a bit more. I had to snap myself out of it because it wasn't actually helping me get productive. So I went back to my early morning starts. And I typically like to wake naturally because it's, not so distressful than working to an alarm. But you might need an alarm to just get started. Now, not only should you wake every day, but try and make it early. Maybe even a little bit earlier than what you're used to, and you will be able to tackle the day, more. I like to wake up before my household is awake because, particularly in lockdown, everyone's in the house, and at the moment we've also got the additional challenge for first time homeschooling. My hat's off to all of you that had to go through that previously. And so I want that time for myself, not just to be able to set the day up, but to get my head into gear. So wake up early every day. For me, that's typically 5 o'clock or 5:30. And also it'll give me that time to sort of get ahead with my work before the craziness of the whole household. You can do what you want in that time, but in that time, I like to use that for my headspace. So I do a bit of meditation, but that leaves me, you can choose to do that or not. If you're not going to do something like meditation, that's totally okay. But what I would recommend is you set your intention for the day. Don't just wake up and go into a routine, although routine's good, but make setting your intention for the day a part of that routine. So what is it you would like to achieve that day? Have an end product in mind for that particular day, okay? Then it brings me to my second tip, and I do this as part of my morning routine, as part of waking up early. And that is to move every day, whether that, you do a full-on workout, whether you're going for a run, whatever that might be, or you're just doing some kind of stretch and, workout based on a video on YouTube or on the TV. Just make sure that you're moving every day. And if you set aside intentional movement time, it can be for as little as 15 minutes a day. I do, recommend that gets your juices going and it gives you a certain discipline and balance in your life. Third, tip. And this one, it was a challenge for me as well. And that is to dress up every day. Yeah. And I don't mean you need to go all out there, but I will tell you this one tip. When I first got the message that I had to isolate, I was in my pajamas and like I said, I instantly felt down. And my initial instincts was to stay in my pajamas, order takeaway food, watch Netflix all day. I just wanted to mope, roll around, and stuff my face pretty much. And I was craving cake. Yeah. But to snap myself out of it, I decided to do the complete opposite. Got up, got showered. Not only did I get dressed and put on outside clothes, not just activewear, I actually did my hair and makeup. Now, I know that, for the men out there, you don't have to do hair and makeup, but make yourself presentable for that day. Yeah, you can still be casual, but on the better side of casual. Yeah. So if someone important showed up at your door, you feel, respectable. You feel like you look respectable. It's not for the other people. I'm just saying that you should act as if, it's for you, because that instantly puts you in a different mindset. And a big tip, particularly when you're stuck at home so much, is to make sure you wear shoes, because the temptation is to wear, your Ugg boots, your slippers, whatever, but wear shoes because it puts you in the mindset of you're on, you're there to do work, or you're there as if you're going to go out, or you're attracting a certain amount of energy when you're set up and you look the part. Once again, it doesn't mean that you need to go all out there, but, dress up respectably. If you are going to be in activewear, which I am a big fan of, by the way, and I pretty much live in activewear, make it though so you are groomed well. Choose activewear that, if it's activewear that you're wearing whilst not exercising, make sure, it's good activewear. You're dressed well. It still looks stylish on you. Because if you don't feel and look that way, you're not going to act that way for the rest of the day. You're not going to act like you're out there with intentional purpose for the rest of the day. So, or you're less likely to, rather. So make sure that you dress up. Yeah. Okay. My fourth tip is to set aside investment time and life admin time. Okay. This does not need to take long. It could be 5 minutes for each. 5-10 minutes for each thing. Investment time and life admin time. But have a specific goal that you want to achieve in those 10 minutes. I.e., I am going to do research about a particular area that I'm currently looking at investing in. I want to find out what the auction clearance rates are and what the yields are for that particular area. Have a specific thing that you want answered in that time. It doesn't need to take you long, but it's a step closer. If you are focusing on getting a little bit better at investing, particularly, and obviously I'm talking about property investment in particular, or any kind of investment, make sure you're not just looking about, you're not just, spending a lot of time online just, with no purpose. Have a particular purpose for that 5 or 10 minutes that you want answered, and focus on getting that question answered. And the same goes for life admin time. 5 or 10 minutes. It might be that you need to dig up a certain number of statements for your accountant, so that you can complete your tax returns. Perhaps that's what it is, but have a specific goal for those 5 or 10 minutes and make sure that every day you set aside time for that investment time and that life admin time. Number 5, ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do today to bring me closer to my goals? The one thing, yeah? Sorry if there's some background noise because it's witching hour here and we're all, like I said, in lockdown, so I can't get away from the kids and the family at the moment. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, yeah? So ask yourself, what could get me closer? What is the one thing I can do to get me closer? And it might be about putting more money into your savings. It might be about researching, and that could double whammy with your investment time. It might be about researching the next area you want to be investing in. It might be about, calling an insurance provider and seeing if they can do a better deal for you. Yeah. What is the one thing that will help you get closer to your goals that you can do today? An easy thing. Yeah. And the idea is closer. Yeah. To get closer. You don't have to complete something massive, but little baby steps every day can get you there sooner. Okay. Number 6, and this was a big one, yeah? And this one I don't necessarily struggle with, but I tend to procrastinate against sometimes. But then when I do it well and it feels amazing. And that is to declutter your life, yeah? I know you've probably heard that all before, but it's true. It just cleanses you. And, getting rid of the old makes space for the new. And when I mean about decluttering your life, think of beyond just your surroundings. So things like clean out your wardrobe. That was a big one for me. I did that recently. Yesterday even. I did it again. So once you clean out your wardrobe, give it a couple of days and go through it again. Yeah. And be ruthless. Yeah. So clean out your wardrobe. Clean out your inbox and your emails. Now, that is something that will just remove pressure, remove extra clutter that you don't need hanging about, dead energy. Get rid of dead weight. That's what it is. So get rid of your unnecessary things in your inbox. And here's a good thing. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions. And I don't mean just paid for subscriptions. I mean subscriptions where you're getting catalogs, yeah, from the 101 department stores or fashion outlets that you are a member of, yeah? So get rid of a lot, if not all of those subscriptions, because those subscriptions often are there to entice you to buy something, yeah? So keep things that you believe are useful for you, subscriptions that might be able to give you information, subscriptions that allow you to further your goals, but maybe get rid of things that don't necessarily further your goals, yeah? Or create temptation, yeah, for yourself. The next thing to consider is this can be part of your life admin, is to call any providers that you have. Yeah. So phone, like your mobile phone providers, internet, etc., and see if they can do a better deal for you. It might be that they can bundle things together for you and it can reduce your monthly outgoing costs. So have a chat to your providers. Okay, number 7. Every time you want to buy something, because the other thing is in lockdown and we can't do our browsing in the shops, etc. Sometimes our fingers get a little bit itchy. So I know there's a lot of you out there that may have gone a little bit over time on the online spending, which, is convenient, which can sometimes be really good. But there's a couple of problems with online spending. When it comes to clothes in particular, sometimes you can't try them on, or any item, you can't see them. It might not be exactly what you want. You got to be organized in being able to send it back if you want your money back. Otherwise, are there many of you, I know I've been guilty of it. I haven't been able to return things in time, and thus you end up with an item that's not quite right for you, and that's money down the drain. So every time you want to buy something, ask yourself, is it a need or is it a want? Yeah, is it a need or is it a want? I'll tell you now, in what our country is going through at the moment, in the economic status that we're currently in, whilst it seemingly looks strong, there's also an underlying tension because we don't know where this is all going to go. We haven't had much experience with this kind of pandemic or situation or recovery, coupled with, property prices going through the roof and interest rates being low but threatening to increase. So because of all that, it is always prudent to be able to make sure that you have more emergency funds than you have had before. Yeah, so squirreling away things where possible will set you up. Squirreling away and then investing will set you up even further. But you need to be able to make sure you can do that. So once again, ask yourself, is this a want or a need? And make sure that you balance things out and make sure that predominantly you're actually spending on needs rather than just wants. The last tip I have is something that I have been making sure to ask myself in this whole lockdown period. And it's something that I, used to do quite often, but I wouldn't have done all the time. Yeah. So Now, every day, I ask myself, whether it be regards to something I'm buying or whether it regards to something I'm doing, yeah? Or whether it regards to something that I'm talking about, even energetically, I ask myself, will this help me make money? Is what I'm saying right now going to help me get ahead with regards to wealth? Is what I'm doing right now going to help me get ahead with regards to wealth? Yeah. Is what I'm buying right now going to help me get ahead with regards to wealth? So ask yourself that constantly. And every action you take or everything that you do, if you're constantly asking yourself that, in no time you'll see yourself move a little bit further, a little bit closer, not further, but a little bit closer to your goals. And that could just snowball and huge momentum take place. I hope that all makes sense. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe so you know when our next videos are coming out. See you soon.